Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Wellness Zoom. My name is Lori Ferraro. I am zooming in from Boise, Idaho. I'm excited to be on here tonight. I can't wait to introduce our guest speaker. Before I share a little bit about our guest speaker tonight, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am 51 years old and I want to age gracefully. I want to age gracefully, you guys, and that's why I'm very passionate about wellness and the health products that I put into my body. And so we are going to share tonight. We have an amazing individual who's going to be going through each and every one of our products so that we all know we have some information to help us stay healthy. I want to stay young and vibrant as long as I can. I'm a wife of 32 years to my husband Greg. We have two daughters, we have two son-in-laws, and now we have three grandsons. You guys, I have to be able to keep moving. I gotta run, I gotta go. I want to be with those grandbabies all the time and moving fast, and I don't want to be all kinked up and sore and sick and needing a bunch of prescriptions. I want to stay as healthy as I possibly can. So again, I want to age gracefully. I think everyone on this Zoom does. I can't imagine I would be hard pressed to find someone who says, I don't want to age gracefully. I want to be in a bunch of pain. That would be awkward, right? Well, guess what? Tonight we have a treat for you. We have Dr. Brett on here. I am so excited to have Dr. Brett Rosman share. You know what? In 1984, he became a chiropractor. And for the last 30 years, he's been a physician assistant in family care. So, I mean, you guys are going to hear some fantastic information tonight. Now, Dr. Brett is going to, I know, probably share a little bit about how these products have actually changed his life and allowed him to practice as a PA without being in severe pain. So I am just so thrilled, so thankful to have Dr. Brett Rossman on this Zoom tonight to be sharing such valuable information. So I want to turn it over to you, Dr. Brett, and I want to say thank you so much for being on with us.
No problem. I appreciate it. Yes, I coming to you live from North Carolina. Um, I will say that my life has been changed by these products. Um, Back in 1992, I had the fortune of being a medic on an ambulance taking care of a cardiac patient, but the unfortunate circumstances of being in a over 100-mile-an-hour head-on collision when somebody hit the ambulance head on. Um, so ironically, it happened on my day off from my chiropractic office, directly in front of my chiropractic office.
Wow.
So unfortunately, I have been through 4 major surgeries since the accident, and the accident ended my chiropractic career. So instead of pitying myself, I opted to go back to school and became a family practice physician assistant. I actually started off my first 6 months in spine surgery alongside the surgeon that did 2 of my major surgeries. Um, and unfortunately, these surgeries were 10 to 12 hours or longer, and my body just couldn't take it. And henceforth, I went to school to become a PA. But I was living on anti-inflammatories and narcotic pain medication to get by. And due to those medications, I had complete personality change. Um, I just wasn't living. So I had to find a way to get off of them. And I had the fortunate circumstances of being introduced to the products via Dr. Sabo, who's been a good friend of mine for 25 years. That being said, I do want to just throw out a blanket statement that none of these products are to cure, treat, or mitigate any specific disease process. And any testimony that you hear, including my own, are not to be generalized to the general population. Uh, while we all see numerous friends, family benefit from them, we can't make any promises and do not make any promises. So all we can say is you want to have an opportunity to improve your health and do it naturally, then three's your way to go.
Amen. Amen. I agree. And you know what? I am just so thankful that you're here with us, Doc Brett. I mean, wow, 100-mile-per-hour head-on collision, you guys. And you know, it's crazy when you mentioned personality change. I know that's happened to a lot of people with prescription medications and different things. So I'm so happy to hear that you've been able to practice, you've been able to be, feeling better, doing things that you want to do and have your personality back. I mean, what a blessing. But the biggest blessing is just having you here with us. So thank you again for being on this Zoom tonight.
Okay, absolutely. Well, we'll start off with the first product, which is actually the base of nutrition and health, and that's the Vitalite. Um, Most of us, myself included, do not eat properly. Um, I generally only eat one meal a day because I just don't make the time for the other two meals. And Vitalite, I start off with every single morning, and it's giving me all the 72 trace minerals, 16 amino acids, it's 10 berry blend, um, 10 phytonutrients, digestive enzymes, both pre and post biotics, and 100 million live bacteria. Um, so we keep our gut biome functioning the way it should. There's also superfoods and omega fish oils. Now, these omega fish oils mimic the salmon that they come from, and they're all omega 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now, the thing that sets our products apart and aside from most every other product out there is it is backed by absorption studies, scientific studies to prove purity. Every single batch is tested, and every single one of our products is tested against a gold standard for absorption. And that gold standard, believe it or not, is only about 10% absorbed. Well, our Vitalite has been shown in an absorption study to be 44% absorbed, which is 400 times more than your gold standard.
Wow. Wow. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a big deal. That is a big deal. And am I correct in saying, Dr. Brett, am I correct in saying like your gut health is one of the most important things because it kind of spreads through your whole body having good gut health?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So a lot of people have difficulties digesting foods. A lot of people who take other vitamins cannot take it on an empty stomach because it's not absorbed properly, so it upsets the stomach. Well, due to the digestive enzymes and the pre and post probiotics, we don't have that problem. I'm not, again, not going to make a blanket statement that nobody will, but generally speaking, these are extremely well tolerated and tolerated on an empty stomach, which is
Love
the way
that.
I take it.
I love that. I also take it on an empty stomach right away in the morning. First thing I put in.
And one of the other great things about these products is 4 out of the now 9 products have undergone an epigenetic study, which means they've now shown that we can influence genetics. It used to be genetics are what they are, and you can't do anything to change that. Well, they've now found that you can. And the Vitalite affects multiple genetic markers. The two most common and the two most known and important, especially nowadays, is the GLP-1. That's the biggie out there, for weight management, for diabetes control. Well, Vitalite has a 348% uptick or increase from baseline of the GLP-1 gene, which means it helps balance blood sugars, balance insulin levels, and therefore can potentially affect weight. It also has an effect on the brain function and affects the brain natriuretic factor. So we've got a major big one here.
We
And
do.
Lori, I think you have a testimonial for us.
I sure do. I'm going to turn it over to Curtis.
Hi, Lord. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Brett.
You're welcome.
You guys, I was asked tonight to speak about Vitalite and what it is. And I've known for a long time that our food sources are kind of broken. I mean, over farming, depleted soil, the list goes on. And I've always looked for a good multivitamin and an omega. I think it's just like was said, it's just a building block of basic nutrition. I think everybody needs to be on this product. It's the first product I talk to everybody about. So personally, I love this product. It's super easy to take. It's just one packet every morning. It's already pre-measured. And the omega, I mean, it's a great gel cap. I mean, it goes right down easy. And like Lori and Doc Brett both said, you know, you can take it on an empty stomach and not worry about it upsetting your stomach. It's a fantastic product. Personally, I love it. Gives me a little pep in my step in the morning. A little extra energy is always good. And it's just a great way to start your day. I take it every morning before anything else. I have a cup of coffee and I wash down my Vitalite. So it's really a great product. I'm super happy with it.
That is fantastic, Curtis. I love that. And you know what, one of my favorite things you said is pep in your step. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Well, let's move on to our second product. And the next one that we're going to talk about is our collagen product. And it's a liquid collagen. It's a marine-based collagen. And it's micronized, it's hydrolyzed. I'm going to turn it over to you, Doc Brett.
Thank you very much. Okay. The collagen is another phenomenal product. Like Lori said, it has 5 grams of marine-based collagen, not bovine collagen, which is not absorbed very well. It is both hydrolyzed and micronized, and collagen is a very large molecule and poorly absorbed by the body. So 3 and Dr. Gubler specifically have designed it so that it is extremely small particles and very easily absorbed. It is liposomal delivered, so it is even increased absorption to a greater extent. And talking about the absorption, it's absorbed at 73%, which again, compared to a 10% standard, now you're looking at 700% above.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is incredible. And I love how it's just in this little sachet pack and I just drank one while we were sitting here. I shook it up, I just drank it down. It's just so convenient. I mean, it's so convenient. It tastes so good. And I know it's really important for a lot of things in our body. Am I correct, Doc Brett? It's like does a lot.
It's good for your joints. It's good for hair, skin, nails. It has hydrolyzed keratin and biotin, as well as hyaluronic acid. In addition, the way this is taken, it's only taken 10 days out of the month and 20 days off. And the reason for that is if you build the collagen level up above a certain level, your body actually breaks it down. In addition, if you give your body too much, there's no reason for your body to produce its own. So This way we do it 10 days, build it up to a very high level. It has pomegranate in it to help your body stimulate to produce its own collagen. So what we're trying to do is cycle it so that our body gets back in the habit of producing its own collagen. Now, again, this is another one of the products that underwent the epigenetic study, and this had a 570% increase above baseline of the factor that stimulates healthy cognitive function, so brain function. It
Wow.
also had a 117% increase above baseline of the factor that increases the cell's energy production. So it supports human health. And I believe you have a testimony for the collagen.
I sure do. I have Francesca. Hi, Francesca.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see everybody's beautiful, bright, smiling faces. I'm here to share you my experience with collagen, and it's amazing. Oh, it's just phenomenal. First of all, I want to share with you, and this is the first time I've ever told anybody this. I'm 67 years old. I take no medications whatsoever, not even Tylenol, and I'm quite active. I've taken all kinds of nutrients in the past, even creating my own drinks and concoctions. And frankly, everything tasted horrible. So when I started taking collagen, I had it in my hand and I'm holding it, I'm squinting my eyes and I'm hesitating and I'm thinking, this is gonna taste bad. And I tasted it and I was blown away. It tastes good. I actually found a collagen product that tastes good. Within just a few days, my joint pain from working out, and of course being a little older, dissipated. And my heel fasciitis that I had gotten from running disappeared after the first full course, for the first month. Within 2 months of taking 2 full boxes of collagen, the cracks and lines in my fingernails started going away. And after 4 months of taking it, I noticed my hair was getting darker. Check it out, check it out, check it out. It's just amazing. All of this, and even with all that, I should say, my skin is more supple. I started getting the crepiness and a little bit of eye lines, and they're gone. Bonus. I'm so happy I found collagen, and I hope you're happy too with it, because it's absolutely amazing.
That is incredible. And you look so beautiful, Francesca.
Oh, thank
Absolutely
you.
beautiful. And I love how you pointed out your hair. Yes, I can see the darker hair coming in. Isn't that crazy? I mean, yeah, again, we're not making any claims, but Francesca's like, this is what I've done. I don't know. This is what's going on with my hair, my skin. I mean, wow. And to notice that the joints aren't as sore. I love that. I mean, it's just powerful. I mean, like you said, Doc Brett, it's just a really good thing. I'm writing down all these notes, but when you said a 570% increase from baseline, I'm like, you guys, did you write that down? That was incredible, Doc Brett.
Okay.
So
We-
let's,
Go
oh,
ahead. No, we're good.
okay, I didn't know if you had anything else. Okay, well, let's move on to our Revive product. You guys, Revive is going to help with inflammation. Okay, inflammation is the #1 cause of disease in our body. And if we can keep inflammation down, it helps our body to run, I'm going to say smoother. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm going to say it helps us to run smoother. And Doc Brett may have a better word than that. I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Brett.
Okay. Well, Revive happens to be one of my main products for the reason I led off this whole thing with. It has completely changed my life. I would tell, and I do tell all my patients that almost like the hair club for men, I'm not just a client, okay? And I'm not just a doctor, but I'm a client. Well, I've been there. So when I talk to somebody about pain and inflammation, it's not just coming from a medical professional, it's coming from a patient as well. Well, my baseline level of pain on a scale of 0 to 10, my baseline was a 7. and then went off the scale from there. And when you're used to living in that level of pain and basically not getting any sleep because you can't find a position to get comfortable in, and about every 10 days or so, my body would be so physically fatigued that it would literally just shut down. I'd get about 10 hours, 14 hours sleep, and then it would just cycle over again. Well, the Revive has helped drop my pain level down to a baseline of about a 2. And going from a 2 to a 7, if somebody asks me, are you in pain today? I literally have to stop in my tracks and say, oh, there it is, because it's at a level that I can put it out of my mind and go about my business, my day the way I need to. I still can't physically practice chiropractic anymore, at least not the way I was used to practicing, but it has allowed me to work as a physician assistant and get through my day and continue to help people. So that being said, the Revive has liposomal delivered curcumin, which is a source of turmeric. It has boswellia for stiffness and muscles, black cumin seed oil, shiitake mushroom, sea buckthorn, and acai fruit extract. This is phenomenal for post-exercise recovery. And this has been shown on an absorption study to have a 30% absorption.
Wow.
Now, normally, curcumin or turmeric is not very well absorbed. You're lucky if you absorb about between 2 to 8% of normal curcumin and turmeric. Now, good old epigenetic study. This has a 293% increase above baseline for GLP-1. Again, balancing blood sugar, balancing insulin levels. It has a 430% increase above baseline for brain cognitive function, and 123% decrease below baseline, which in this case is a positive for this, of the health causing a healthy inflammatory response.
Wow.
So we don't have to worry about it ripping apart our stomach the way we do standard non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, and we don't have to worry about it upsetting our stomach.
Yeah, that
And
is huge. Huge.
I believe you have a good testimony for us.
I sure do. I have a testimonial from Laura Lee.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, my name's Laura Lee Schroeder, and my testimonial's on Revive, although I love all the products. I had, prior to 3, I had a shoulder injury, and I took a lot of naproxen. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, and I took it for like a year, and it actually gave me a side effect of it I didn't know was diverticulitis. That's what I looked up. And anyway, so I quit taking it after my shoulder surgery. But the thing of it is I hurt my hip after I was introduced to the 3 products. And then Patrick goes, why aren't you using the Revive? So I really had trouble walking after I hurt my hip. And I went to the doctor. They gave me a shot. It didn't do a thing. I started taking the Revive, 4 to 6 of them for like a week. I, regained mobility, and actually, I don't really have too much. I never did go back to the doctor. And the point of telling you about the diverticulitis, I couldn't tell you what product did it, but I went back for a colonoscopy after I'd been on the products for a year, and I don't have to go back for a long time. It's the best one I've had in 10 years, but I couldn't tell you what product it was. But I do love
Wow.
Revive. I won't live without it. So that's
Oh,
my testimony. Thank you.
that is fantastic. I love that story. And I have to ask you, are you glad that Patrick introduced that to you, or are you upset?
Oh, happy. 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 I
Right?
will
Or
never take another anti-inflammatory again. I mean, if I don't have to, I won't. I
I
use
love it.
Revive.
I am so glad that you're feeling better. I'm so glad that your friend Patrick shared that with you. And that's it, you guys. We can't keep these things to ourselves. Like we have to share with others. That's why we're so excited, to have Doc Brett on this Zoom tonight. I mean, to tell the world, I mean, these numbers that he's sharing with us, I'm just like, this is incredible. And these testimonials, I mean, Laura Lee, I can't thank you enough for sharing that and how wonderful that again, your friend Patrick shared that with you. I mean, that's what it's about, you guys. People helping people and us living better lives and aging as gracefully as we can. So I absolutely love that testimonial. And when you were talking about the turmeric and the curcumin turmeric, Doc Brett, I was like, yeah, I mean that is hard to absorb, but our absorption, we're able to get that into our body. And these percentages, I'm taking notes, you guys. I'm a note taker. I love learning about this. I just find it so fascinating. 293% the GLP, I mean, increase 430% cognitive brain function. I mean, you guys, these are big things. And 123% decrease in healthy inflammatory response. I'm like, wow. And I just want to throw this out there. I don't know that people always think of this, but if you're having menstrual cramps as well, I can tell you personally, the Revive works for that as well. And so I don't know if there's anything else you want to speak on, Doc Brett, from the testimonials, but I mean, this is just such a fascinating product.
No, but I will tell you, I had a similar incident with the NSAIDs, the nonsteroidals, your naproxen, your ibuprofens, Advils, Aleve, and I had to come off of them because your main organ that clears all of those nonsteroidals are your kidneys. And I wound up with kidney issues because of it. So I had to stop it. I had no choice. But again, the Revive is my lifesaver.
I
So
love I love that. And I have one quick question for you. If we could just take a minute, Doc Brett, I saw in the chat that someone was asking if you happen to have a recommendation on when you think the best time of the day to take collagen is. Do you have a recommendation on one time versus another time to take the collagen?
most specifically for myself, I generally take the collagen in the morning, but it really doesn't make a huge difference as to when it's taken. So basically, it's preference.
Okay. Okay. Well, I saw that in the chat, so I thought I'd ask that
Mhm.
question real quick. So thank you for that.
No problem.
Okay, let's go on to our next product, which I know you just had mentioned the kidneys, so it's really perfect that we're going to move on to the next product, which is our Purify. And this product is going to help cleanse 5 major organs in our body. Kidneys being one, our colon, our liver, our lungs, and our biggest organ, which is our skin. So take it away, Dr. Brett.
Okay. Purify is again a phenomenal product. Unlike a lot of the common cleanses or detoxifiers that people are familiar with, this is extremely gentle. You don't have to be married to your bathroom. You don't have to worry, oh, I'm going to do my cleanse and I can't leave the house, because this is very gentle. Um, it also has an extremely high absorption rate. It's at 88% absorption. So again, compared to your 10% gold standard, You figure out the math. It's over 800% above it.
Wow.
The capsules themselves are made of chlorophyllin, which is a detoxifier. It has fulvic acid to help get rid of heavy metals and increases the function of the mitochondria, which is the energy producer of the cell. It has liposomal milk thistle. Milk thistle by itself is extremely poorly absorbed. So by being liposomal, it dramatically increases the absorption. And the milk thistle helps detoxify the liver. It has numerous herbs to help detoxify the kidneys. It has kelp and apple pectin to help detoxify the colon. And it also has coriander and dandelion. So I do not do this product on an everyday basis. I probably do it for a week or two on, I take a little off, and then I do it again. There are people that it's a daily staple for them. A lot of it may depend on where you live and the level of pollutants and toxins, because people don't stop and think. We all do our laundry with laundry detergents. That goes in our clothes, that gets absorbed through our skin. We all breathe the air. Some of us breathe a little more purified air than others, but we still breathe in the toxins from the air. And I know, Lori, you were on another presentation and somebody mentioned air fresheners. Okay.
Nope.
We all want to keep our homes smelling fresh, yet we don't stop to think about the toxins that are in the air fresheners.
Yep. Yes, it's crazy all the stuff we're being exposed to. Yeah, Dr. Joanne shared last week about the air fresheners, and as soon as I got off the Zoom, I ripped them all out. I do not have any air fresheners in my home anymore. I know we're exposed to so many toxins, Doc Brett. I mean, in our water, in our food, and I mean, it's in the soil. They're spraying chemicals on our food, on our soil. I mean, it's all around. Like you said, our laundry detergent, and then our biggest organ, our skin, we're absorbing those things. And I personally am one that takes Purify every single day because I do love how you mentioned it's gentle. It is extremely gentle, and I just, and then I think of even water bottles that are in plastic containers. I mean, we are just inundated with toxins. So I am one that does take it every single day, and I believe it's helping. I'm sure I'm still have toxins in my body that I'm breathing and things, but I love how you were sharing, and even the capsule, like you were saying, the chlor, I'm going to say the word.
Chlorophyllin.
Yes. Well, how smart is that to have the capsule made out of that?
Whoop,
Absolutely.
whoop to Dr. Gubler.
Yeah, right? Oh, so good. So good. So I do have a testimonial for you that Kevin would like to share with us. Welcome, Kevin.
Sorry, had to unmute. Yeah, this is one of probably a handful of products that I take, and one of a few that has really changed my life. About 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with IBS, and when Curtis introduced me to these products, I knew this was one that I had to get on to at least try. And for those of you who don't know, IBS is kind of a controlling disease that you plan your outings around flare-ups and things like that, because you don't want to be doing that kind of stuff out in town or at a friend's house or stuff like that. But it was very often that I had issues, and since a year of taking the Purify, I would say I probably have one day of episodes every 2 months or so. It's definitely made a huge difference for me. it made it to where IBS is not as controlling as it used to be. So
Wow. Kevin, that is a huge test. I think there are so many people that struggle with that. So I can't thank you enough for your transparency. I already saw someone in the comments saying, that was really helpful. So thank you so much for sharing that, because there are so many people. And if it's not you personally on this Zoom, I guarantee you know someone that's affected by that. It's becoming more and more common. I'm not sure why that would be, Doc Brett, but thank you so much for sharing that, because I love that it's helping you and you're not having near the flare-ups. And I think there's two sides of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Doc Brett. I think, there's the IBS, and then there's people that I think are dealing with just absolute constipation. And I think it helps both. And I'm not sure how or why it helps both, but you guys, it's important. Anyway, maybe help us understand why it's helping both, Doc Brett.
Well, the most important is it's detoxifying the colon. And by detoxifying the colon, you're allowing the colon itself, along with the good bacteria that are in the colon, to function properly. So it doesn't matter whether you're dealing with, irritable bowel disease has what we call IBS-D and IBS-C. So you have people that have irritable bowel that have runny loose bowels, and then you have the opposite extreme where they can't go to the bathroom. Either way, if you normalize the colon, then you normalize the bowel habit, whether reversing the loose bowel or desolidifying the constipation.
So helpful. That is so helpful. And I think it's something that probably doesn't get discussed enough, because it's maybe not the most comfortable thing to discuss. But hey, you guys, we're all adults. We're big boys, we're big girls, we can handle it. And these are things we need to share. I love that you shared that, Kevin, and that you were so willing to help others, because it is an issue for a lot of people. So I love it. And let's see, let me look at this. What is the recommended dosage on here per day? It says serving size 1 capsule. Okay. I will tell you that I take 2 personally a day. Now, the serving size according to the container is 1, but this is just my feeling. I'm not saying you guys have to do this. I'm saying my personal, I take 2 every evening. I take it in the evening. Again, that's just me. Doc Brett, I don't know if there's anything you want to share after I share this, but I take 2 every evening, just because I know there's so many toxins and things that I'm personally being exposed to. And that's just by choice. On the jar, it says 1. I take 2 every single day.
I will say this. The great thing about it is all of these products are, other than the fish oils and the collagen, they are all plant-based. So there is no real way to overdose on any of these products. And there's also, unless somebody's doctor told them to avoid a specific food, there is no reason why people cannot take our products. The other thing I'll say is this, that unfortunately in the medical field, we get very little education on non-pharmaceutical products. So unless the physician, or let's just say clinician, wants to learn more about non-pharmaceutical modalities and goes on their own to get that education, then generally most physicians or clinicians don't know. And when a patient goes to their doctors, many times, to my dismay, and this is not the way I personally practice, is the doctor will tell the patient that comes to them and says, doc, I want to try this product. What do you think? Can I try it? Unfortunately, in a very large percent of the cases, the blanket answer is no, don't do it. And it's not because it won't help. It's not because it's not good for them. It's because the doctor does not know. So rather than just coming clean and saying, I don't know if it'll help you, they just tell you no. Instead of taking a look at it, if you don't see anything that specifically is a deterrent that they can't take it, just tell them, I'm sorry, I can't tell you what's going to help, but if you want to try it, go ahead.
Powerful words from a powerful doctor. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And you know what? I'm so thankful to you, to Dr. Joanne, Dr. Sabo, Dr. Phil, Dr. Caroline. We've had so many amazing doctors share on here. And thank you to you guys for having an open mind and looking into nutraceuticals, not just pharmaceuticals. I just appreciate that in you, Dr. Brett. So again, thank you for that and for your
No
openness.
problem.
Well, let's move on to our next product. Our next product is called Immune, and this is going to help boost our immune system. I think we all want to have a healthy immune system, and we've found over the last several years how important that is. So I'll give it to you, Doc Brett.
Okay. Well, especially in the environment that we have been in, that we were previously through, and unfortunately looks like we're potentially going into another uptick, and that's COVID. We all want our immune systems optimized as much as possible and keeping it as high and ready to defend as possible. Now, the immune has a 44% absorption rate. So that's over 400% above the gold standard. It has both innate immunity as well as adaptive immunity. Now, what in the world are those two things? Well, the innate immunity is basically our defense system ready to go no matter what is attempting to attack. The adaptive immunity is more specific. So, for argument's sake, you get a flu vaccine and you're fortunate that the vaccine had one of the strains that you come in contact with. Well, your body will already have the immune to it. It will already have the fighters, so you'll be on guard and ready. Well, the adaptive immunity from immune helps attack specific offenders. It has elderberry, vitamin D3, vitamin E, calcium, aloe vera, which are more for the innate immunity. It has vitamin C, zinc, trace minerals, vitamin A, and selenium. And it has liposomal delivered quercetin, which is a very big immune factor. Now, it also has a technology called quorum sensing. Now, in order for bacteria and viruses to survive, they have to be able to talk to each other. If you isolate the bacteria and viruses and they cannot communicate with each other so that they cannot grow and multiply, they die off. Well, the immune has quorum sensing that stops the communication of the bad bacteria and the bad viruses. And that's one of the ways it works to kill the intruders.
I think that quorum sensing technology, that is crazy. And I know all of our products are in the PDR. I don't know if you want to take just a second and share on PDR and how important that is to share with people in the medical profession, such as yourself.
Absolutely. The PDR, which is, it's always been called a PDR, but now it's a physician's digital reference. Before, the PDR was about a 4 to 6 inch thick book that had to be printed every single year. And every time a drug company came out with a new drug or the same drug, but they went into testing, the publisher of the PDR had to print a supplement. That got awfully expensive and awfully bulky. So they came out with the physician's digital reference. Now, it is extremely difficult to get into the physician's digital reference, and there are very few non-pharmaceutical products in it. Now, there are other nutraceutical companies that do have one, a few have two of their products in it, but there is no other nutraceutical company that has every single one of their products in the PDR. So you can go to your family doctor or whoever and say, you know, I'd like to take this. You can look it up in the PDR. You can just plug in the search bar 3, and every one of the products will pop up.
I love that. I am so proud of that fact. So everybody on here, you can go to pdr.net. We can all do it. pdr.net. And like Doc Brett said, when the search, just put THREE and all of our products come up. You guys, that is huge, 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 huge. And I do have a testimonial for you, Doc Brett, about immune, and I'm going to turn it over to Cindy.
Hi. Hey, so I'm Cindy Clark. I'm in Idaho. I'm in Salmon, so in the middle of nowhere, but beautiful spot. My husband has neuropathy, and so we have been to numerous different people to try to find out what's going on with his neuropathy. They can't figure it out. I think it was from a medication he was forced to take when he was in his early 40s. But because we did that, we went to one just last, like a few months ago, and they put him on a bunch of supplements. As soon as he started taking the supplements, he started getting sick. Like he caught every cold, every whatever that the grandkids brought home to him. And so finally, just 2 months ago, I said, we're done. So I told him to stop all the supplements that he was taking, and he just does the 3 products. But since then, and I believe it was immune that has really made the difference, he has not been sick. And it's been 6 weeks with no runny nose, no bad ears. And along with that, and I don't know which the other products is helping, but he sleeps. And I think that has definitely helped improve his overall immune function. Not only has it worked with my husband, but it's also worked with our nurse practitioner that works with me in the spa. Same thing, caught everything that come through, you know, seeing all these sick patients, but managed to catch everything. Had her take it a month ago, and she has not been sick since she started taking immune. So it absolutely works. I think it's great. And I think the products together are very synergistic. And so I strongly recommend everybody, you know, just go for it. Take them all. Feel good.
What a fantastic testimonial. We all want to feel better. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Cindy, but I believe that Patrick also shared these products with you. Are you angry with Patrick, or are you pleased with Patrick?
Am I angry with Patrick? I'm only angry with Patrick when he calls me at 11:30 at night because he thinks I'm still awake. No. No, it's been great. I love Patrick. It's again, we joke all the time. He's my brother, and we have a great relationship, and it's been very good. I'm very excited. I'm actually an RN. I own a home health and hospice agency, and I also own 2 medical spas. And we are in the process of kind of transitioning our medical spas a little bit to more functional medicine. So I have a nurse practitioner that is going to start working a little bit more with that. So we're super excited to incorporate, because again, I think the biggest key is we actually, the products are absorbed, and that's important. And that's the big deal. It doesn't matter, what, if you're taking all the stuff, if it's not getting into the system, it doesn't matter. And
Right.
so I think that is one of the biggest keys. I mean, the products, the ingredients are not necessarily new ingredients. I've seen lots of products with these ingredients, but they're not absorbed as well as what the 3 products are. And I think that's the key.
Powerful testimonial. Thank you for sharing that, Cindy. And I guarantee the nurse practitioner that you shared with, is very pleased with you as well. So way to go.
Yes, she is.
Not keeping it private. We got to share, guys.
That's
Let's
right.
help other people feel good. Well, let's
Lori,
move on. Oh, yes.
I
I'm so
just
sorry.
wanted to, Cindy, thanks very much for that testimony, but I've got to just jump in there. Back to the disclaimer.
Yes.
We specifically mentioned the disease process, that it
Oh.
worked phenomenal for your husband. I'm pretty confident, as you probably are too, that it would work for others as well, but we can't make that promise. And we
Yes.
don't.
Yes.
Right. We have, you know what? I'm going to speak Lori language here, and I'll just let you guys know the reason that we can't make those promises. Let's just be very blunt and honest, is because the pharmaceutical companies, this is Lori language. They like making money on us. And if it's going to cure a disease in their book, it has to be a pharmaceutical so they can make money on us. That's just Lori language. We'll just leave that as Lori language only, but you know what? If a nutraceutical actually, well, we can't say cure, because according to the FDA, only drugs cure. But Lori languages, they like making money on us. Okay, let's go on to Eternal. And if anyone gets in trouble for that, it'll be me, and I'll take the heat. Eternal. I love this product. This is a fantastic product. You guys, this is going to help with so many things, but I'm just going to jump right into a testimonial, Doc Brett, and then I'll
Okay.
turn it back to you. But let's jump into a testimonial from Tracy to share what this amazing product helped you with, Tracy.
Okay, I was in a little flip-flops and walking home, and I slipped and I broke my ankle. I broke my tibia and my fibula on both sides. I have a plate and 2 big looks like nails on my left-hand side, and then I have a plate and 6 screws on my right hand. So the Revive was my favorite product for the healing of this situation. So when I got to the end of this, I was sitting on I started taking Eternal because of the collagen, the CoQ10, the resveratrol, because my mom was on 20 something pills, and it had all these things that she could have used at the time. So I was sitting on a couch one day listening to someone talk about this product, and they said something about somebody's scars. Well, I started rubbing my ankle, and I thought I was going to have to extend my tattoo. But now, as you can see, you can't even see it. I have a little slight line on one side, and on the other side, you can't see it all. And also what happened too, when it gets really cold at that time of year that you're at, because of my plates and screws, my ankle got really stiff. I took the Eternal because I do it, get those fine lines, get everything out. And then my ankle didn't feel as stiff. Well, I asked someone, they said, yeah, there's ingredients in there that will help with that too. So I love Eternal for those reasons, and I'm sticking to it every day with all that great stuff that's in it.
So powerful. We'll turn it over to you, Doc Brett.
Okay. Well, I'll jump on and lead off based on that testimony, and that is the reason why she felt so good, and the reason why the inflammation goes down so much is because of the good old epigenetic study. The 2 main genes that are affected and downregulated are the inflammatory genes. The IL-6 gene which is downregulated 1,250%. That is absolutely amazing. So you get a healthy inflammatory response. The
That is
second,
so
the
good.
second inflammatory factor that is downregulated is the NFKB gene, and that's downregulated 345%. Again, giving you a healthy inflammatory response. And then the gene that increases the body's energy or the cell's energy, which is necessary for proper functioning, is upregulated 380%. This product has a 95% absorption rate, near 100%. It's probably one of, if not the best absorbed product of all of Three's products. There's 3 times the normal absorption of coenzyme Q10. And there's liposomal delivered glutathione. Glutathione is one of the most powerful scavengers in the body, and it is extremely poorly absorbed, and the body's production of it is minimal. Most people that look to get glutathione either get it IV or IM injection.
Mm.
We don't need that. We've got liposomal delivered. So you just rip it off the top and squirt the packet in and drink it down. Put it on your sundae, whatever you want to do, but it's nice and easy to take. It destroys free radicals. It has 10 superfoods and superfruits, 1.6 grams of collagen, and 200 milligrams of resveratrol. Now, we all know red wine is healthy for us. In limit, to get what you get in this little packet, you would have to drink 200 glasses of red wine. I don't know very many people that are going to do that at one sitting. And if you do, you better not get behind the wheel of your car.
That is incredible. I just drank a little packet real quick because that is powerful. And I have to say, Tracy, your picture was worth 1,000 words. So thank you for sharing that picture. Doc Brett, I got a bunch of notes on the Eternal. That was incredible. Well, our last product line of the evening is a facial serum. This is called our Visage. This is a neurocosmetic. We found there's a skin-brain connection. It helps you look good, but it also helps you feel good. And we do have a cleanser and a toner that also goes with this line to help you look good. But this particular product not only helps you look good, it helps you feel good. And I have a real quick testimonial for you, Doc Brett, and then I thought maybe you'd share a little more about the product. So we have Renee. Renee, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me on. I live in Lakewood, Colorado. I'm on the front range of the Rocky Mountains. And I live in the Mile High City, and we're not a Mile High City because of, something they legalized not too long ago. But we're up here, and our climate is so dry. And so, like, if you take a shower and you get out and you don't use a gallon of lotion on you, you feel it a little bit later. So since the Visage has come out, I started using that on my face. I'm out in the sun all the time. It just makes my skin feel so soft. It feels good. It's actually taken away some of the bumps that were on my skin, So, and the thing that is really fun is my dark spots on my face are fading. So, it just feels good, and I love to use it. And my daughter's using it as well, and she is having really good results with it too. So that's my testimony. I'm sticking to it.
That is an incredible testimonial. And Renee, you look absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And who doesn't want some of those little darker spots on their face to go away? I mean, this product is incredible. So I will turn it over to you, Doc Brett.
Okay, well, thanks to, excuse me, thanks to our chief scientific officer and formulator, Dr. Gubler, who goes out and explores to find all these new molecules. Excuse me. He was fortunate enough and came across a never before found molecule that still to this day has no name. And Dr. Gubler gets to give it a name because it's never been discovered before. And because it's never been discovered before, nobody else can use it. So there is not another product on the market that has what we have. And nor will it ever. So that being said, this has a product or a molecule in it that I can't even tell you what it is because we don't know what it is. Dr. Gubler does, and one day we'll all know, but right now we don't. It also has numerous other molecules as well as allantoin in it. And like Laurie said, this is the world's first and only neurocosmetic, which means you put it on your skin. It stimulates the nerve endings in the skin. It sends a signal to the brain, and that signal goes straight to the happy center of the brain and causes an increase in the production of serotonin and dopamine, which are the happy chemicals. It causes healthy hydration of the skin and a healthy inflammatory response. It causes an increase in the production of collagen and skin elasticity. Now, like Laurie said, we have since, or Dr. Gubler has since come out with 2 other Visage skin products, which is a cleanser and a toner, which actually come before the super serum now. So the first thing we want to do is cleanse our skin. And this cleanser has quorum sensing. I think we might have heard that before, which helps neutralize the bad bacteria on the skin. It stops the communication of the bad bacteria, so it kills it off. And that prepares it for the toner, which is rich in vitamins and minerals. And that activates the pores of the skin and gets it ready for our super serum. And it is phenomenal for blemishes, wrinkles, dryness. So we get amazing results.
And who doesn't want to look good and feel good? This product is incredible. I like to keep it in the refrigerator. It's not necessary, but I do like to keep it in there because after washing my face, I like that cold, fresh serum. I don't know. I like it chilled, but that is not necessary. But yes, it is a super serum. I love how you said super serum, Doc Brett. It is a super serum, and it is the only nutraceutical on the market that has that skin brain connection, you guys. Very, very incredible product. So with that, that was our last product of the evening. I want to thank you, Dr. Brett Rosman. You were absolutely incredible tonight. Again, I have so many notes. I feel so blessed. I think everyone on here feels so blessed with all of the information that you shared and all of the testimonials. You guys, the testimonials were priceless. Thanks to each of you for sharing, for being so open and honest and willing to share. And what an impactful evening. I just, again, can't thank you enough, Dr. Brett. And you guys, I just want to let you know, if you are using these products and they're helping, share that with the world. Share that with people. Let other people feel good. Let other people start to look good. Let other people start to have their joints not ache as much, have their pain levels go down. Dr. Brett, you mentioned earlier how your pain was at an 8 and now you're around a 2. Like, That's important, you guys. If we can help other people, let's do that. Like, why not bless the world? And just to let you know, you can get these products at retail or you can get these products at wholesale. I think wholesale sounds much better, but if you want to pay retail, that's your prerogative. So how do you pay wholesale? You know what? You can pay $30 annually and get these products at wholesale price. It's like having a Costco membership. Any of you have a Costco or Sam's Club membership? $30 and you can get these products at wholesale. Now, here's a question I have to ask you. Do any of you think that there's other people that would like these products, that could benefit from these products, that could benefit from hearing from a doctor like Dr. Rosman who shared tonight, benefit from hearing things like we're on this Zoom tonight? I think there's a lot of people, you guys. So what if I told you you could actually build a business with products that are helping people? What if you could build a business? You know people want to use the products, you know these products are helping people. What if when you get them in their hands, you can actually start earning a residual income? A residual income, because once people have a product that works for them, they're getting results from, their pain levels are going down, they're looking better, they're feeling better, their hair is having dark hair come back in, as Francesca shared tonight. I mean, all of these wonderful things. Do you think people are going to keep using them? And if they keep using them, does that create a residual income? Well, absolutely it does. And who wouldn't want to get these products at wholesale price? So you guys, I just want to let you know there is a business aspect to this. And if you're interested in that business aspect, tomorrow night, I'm going to be sharing at this same time. I'm going to share for a quick 30 minutes the business side of this. If you would like to look into doing this as an actual business and creating a side income where you could maybe fund a retirement, or you could fund some of your travel expenses, or you could fund, having a second home or whatever it may be. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow evening. So whoever you invited you on this Zoom, they're going to be getting back to you and they're going to be saying three things to you. Number one, they're going to say thank you to you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for taking some time out of your evening and jumping on a Zoom and hearing Dr. Rosman share along with 7 great testimonials. So thank you is number one. Number two, they're going to ask if you have any questions. And number 3, they're going to ask you if you'd like a link for tomorrow's Zoom, where I'm going to be sharing how you can turn using these incredible wellness products into a side business to help fund whatever you may want to fund in your life. So not only are you going to start to look good, feel good, age gracefully, but you can help others do the same thing. So with that, I want to thank each and every one of you for jumping on tonight, taking some time out of your evening. It was great spending it with all of you. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Rossman. Thank you so much to all the
My pleasure.
testimonials. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your night.
Good night.